Hi friends. Once upon a time, there was an old woman who enjoyed great wealth as the descendant of an aristocratic family. She loved the theater. Every night during the long, harsh winter, she would take a carriage to the theater where actors and actresses would perform the grandest tragedies ever written. And she would watch and she would weep over these fake characters in their fake dramas. All the while, outside, the horses and the coachman were shivering in the cold, doing their best to protect themselves from the wind in the wooden carriage or behind the wooden carriage. After the show was over, the woman would come out and ascend the carriage and snap arrogantly back to the mansion. Would you say that she was compassionate? Probably not. Although she was moved to tears by the tragedy of the play, she remained aloof and separate from the suffering of the people who were right there in front of her. Both sympathy and compassion are associated with the suffering or the needs of another person. One difference is that sympathy is the feeling of sorrow for that person, whereas compassion is the impulse to help. Compassion recognizes another person's suffering and also desires to lessen or alleviate that suffering. The woman in the story had sympathy. She felt sorrow for the actors on the stage. But she did not have compassion because she made no attempt to alleviate the suffering of her coachman or the horses. So compassion is more than just a feeling. And compassion is more than just action. Actions could arise out of a variety of motivations: fear, obligation, social pressure, peer pressure, just to name a few. So one way to understand compassion is as connection. Theologian and writer Jim Wallis defines compassion this way: compassion has less to do with doing charity than making connections. The word compassion literally means to suffer with. It means to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, try to understand their experience, or see the world through their eyes. So compassion is to connect. It's to recognize in another person a fellow human being. Compassion is not only seeing the world through another person's eyes, but also looking into another person's eyes and seeing the human dignity and the human struggle that we all share. As we navigate these days of struggle, let's show compassion toward each other. We can disagree and still be kind. We can hold convictions firmly and still respect others. We can be honest about who we are and what we believe and still be open to other perspectives. We can be diverse in any number of ways and yet still be united by love. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again soon.